For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 74 of My Player here on FIFA 17. We start with a game away from home against Manchester United. However, A, we've not been selected for it, and B, it's not in the Premier League. It's the Champions League quarter-final, and I'm very disappointed to have not been selected for this particular game because I was very much looking forward to playing in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. We were involved in the previous round. We missed one game due to our injury, but we were able to be involved in the second leg, I think, if I cast my mind back correctly, and came away with a 2-0 victory against Monaco. So I'm rather frustrated that I haven't been selected for this one. Kevin Folland is starting up top, as you can see. Lamela and Heung-min Son either side of Dele Alli at cam. It's like an extremely strong side, Manchester United, including, you'll note, Harry Kane at striker. So that's clearly where Harry Kane has ended up. It's at Old Trafford. They also have Paulo Dybala and Robert Lewandowski on the bench should they need them. No goals in the opening hour. An away goal, of course, could be absolutely vital for the overall tie and the overall picture of the quarter-finals. But with 10 minutes to go, Fosu Mensah gets himself sent off. A minute later, Manchester United miss a penalty through Paulo Dybala, and we come away with a 0-0 draw from the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final against Manchester United. Now, that's not the worst result, but equally, obviously, it's not the best result, because if they now get a goal in the second leg, then we've not been selected for Palace either. I mean, I know we haven't personally been in the best of form, but at the same time, the whole team have been underperforming. But we've dropped down to third in the squad ranking now, and we're down in 16th in the overall team ranking. This is a really frustrating period for us in our career here. That 4-month injury has done us no favours whatsoever. It's cost us our place in the starting lineup here, because we've come back. We did okay to start off with, coming back from injury, getting goals and assists. Had a couple of questionable performances, both individually and as a squad, as a team. The team haven't been getting the results either, and obviously we didn't really perform too well for England, but again, neither did the entire side. And as such, it seems to have cost us our first team spot, at least for now. What will happen between now and the end of the season, I'm not entirely too sure. But of course, the Premier League title is on the line. But as the team continues to flounder with a 1-0 defeat here against Crystal Palace, the title, regardless of whether I'm in the squad or not, appears to be getting away from us. Of course, there were 7 games to go prior to that game, which means there are now 6 games to go in the Premier League. And if Arsenal won again, then you'd have to say the title is beyond us here at Tottenham Hotspur. Are the side bottling the Premier League title in rather Tottenham-esque fashion. Apologies, Spurs fans, but it is apparently a trait with North London clubs, both yourselves and Arsenal, seem to be quite the bottle jobs when it comes to the Premier League title in recent seasons in real life. More so Arsenal than Tottenham, but we have been selected for the second leg against Manchester United. That's huge. This is massive. We need to perform here, and any form of win will see us go through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. A scoreless draw will see us go to extra time. A score draw will see Manchester United go through on away goals. So it is effectively winner takes all. Paulo Dybala starting by the looks of things. You can see not a fully fit side being played here either. Dele Alli, Wanyama, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Rose and Gumney at right back, 67 rated, having to play in this one. Who knows what's going to happen here? I've absolutely no idea. But it's Manchester United at home in the second leg of the Champions League quarter-finals. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. And for now, we're going to jump right in. World-class, fast gameplay. Everything is as it should be. Manchester United at home. Let's go. Eric Dyer loses out to Martial in a physical exchange. And Juan Mata will get it back out to the Frenchman. Using that 90-plus pace. Strong challenge from Toby Alderweireld that the referee deems illegal. Why? I'm not entirely too sure. That was a perfect tackle as far as I'm concerned. Martial will take the corner himself, or free kick, sorry, himself. Alderweireld wins the header. Mkhitaryan will head that into the side netting, and despite the fact he seems rather disappointed with that, it was never really going to threaten Hugo Lloris, who just stood there and watched it bounce past the post. He wasn't too concerned at all, although the Manchester United fans were rather frustrated. A number of scarves being held up in the top tier there of the far stand. At least the fans still seem to be entirely 100% behind the club, although, to be fair, it is a game of massive magnitude, so they're not exactly going to be being frustrated in a game of this sort of calibre. Why have you just given that straight to Paulo Dybala there, Eric Dyer? That is not what we need here. Manchester United trying to... Oh, wow, the footwork, that's a free kick as well. Oh, this is not the best of starts here. It's a nervy start from the Tottenham defensive line. Paulo Dybala will take the free kick himself, or maybe Juan Mata will lay this off. No, he's completely sold me, but Dybala's put that straight into the stand. 0-0 after 7.5 minutes. That's a poor challenge. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a yellow card for this, Victor Wanyama, and has done. Obviously, he got himself sent off in the previous episode that cost us, in the end, a point against Southampton. Well, cost us 2 points, as we only picked up a point against Southampton, although, to be fair, it was more Fazio's mistake in the end that cost us that than Wanyama's red card. But still, oh, and Anthony Martial scores an away goal for Manchester United from the resulting free kick. So Wanyama has cost us here, in the short term at least. Whether that remains to be the case between now and the end of the game, I'm not sure. But as actually, rather ironically, Victor Wanyama challenging for that header. Lloris falls out of the way of the ball. Manchester United have a 1-0 lead and an away goal. This is not good news again for us here at Tottenham. Things not going according to plan, but there's still 70 minutes to turn this around. Dele Alli sweeps that out wide to Eric Lamela. In there to Gumney, nicely done. He's got Wanyama there in support, but he's chosen to use Lamela instead. Lamela into Gumney. Can he turn? Can he find me here? I've called for it. Martial with the tackle that the referee deems not a foul. So, seems, at least from that example, that the referee is rather favouring Manchester United in this tie, because that seemed like a foul to me. Alderweireld chests that down. Mata with a glorious opportunity to give Manchester United a 2-0 and commanding lead, but he smacked that well into the stands on his right foot. Had the time and space there to maybe take a touch or just work the angle with his body to get the shot away on his left. Thankfully, he's blazed it over, but that really could have put Manchester United out of sight already, even at this early stage of this second leg. I've tackled Luke Shaw there. I could play through Dele Alli. I'm just going to try and run around the outside of Bailey, and we'll turn inside, and hit the base of the post. Trying to take things into my own hands here to drag Tottenham through this tie. A lovely Berber spin to beat Bailly, and then trying to bend it in that bottom corner, but not quite accurate enough. David De Gea beating all ends up. Unfortunately, that's not an equaliser. Oh, Dele Alli's tackled the man in the middle there, Paul Pogba. I'm just going to try and drive around the outside of Bailly. I do not have the strength. Oh, we've tackled the man in the middle. We'll play Dele Alli! And Dele does what Dele does best. Shoot the ball off target. It's like the polar opposite of his in real life self right now. He can't stop scoring in real life, but on FIFA, he can't actually hit the target, let alone put the ball in the back of the net. It's Morgan Schneiderlin. He's got Paulo Dybala in the middle. Oh, why have you committed to a challenge there? The defenders are just making such rash decisions. I don't understand why the Tottenham defence are just completely losing their heads in these past few games, just throwing in tackles that don't need to be made in silly situations, giving the ball away, getting themselves carded, giving away opportunities to opposition strikers. Pogba with a shot that I thought for a moment had actually snuck in that bottom corner, but thankfully it didn't. We need to step things up here at Tottenham. We really do. Jan Vertonghen now substituted off for Fazio. Not really too sure why the manager's decided to take the Belgian off, but he's no longer in play, and we have an Argentine at the back now instead. Kim-Min Son into Dyer. And he's just given that straight away back to Manchester United. Dele Alli into Jordan Henderson. I'll call for it. He'll play it to me. I've got the man on the outside making runs, so we'll use Heung-min Son. Can he work it back to someone in the middle? It's a decent ball. Dele Alli! Oh, you've got to hit the target, Dele. Please, my man. How many chances do you need to score a goal? He's just a free header. Free header 8 yards out from goal, and he's not even hit the target, and he stood right in the middle of the goal as well. That's disgracefully poor from Dele Alli. You're an 86 rated player. You have to do better. Ander Herrera on for Victor Wanyama. More creative. They brought on Wayne Rooney for Juan Mata. More physical. Darmian has destroyed Danny Rose there and now has a lot of space in behind. We've switched to all-out attack, as you can see bottom right. Is that going to be enough to get us 2 goals? Toby Alderweireld's first touch there isn't going to be enough to even help us get the ball out of the defensive area, let alone score 2 goals. And now we need 3 because Paul Pogba scored a worldie from outside the box first time. Flown into the top corner. Manchester United 2, Tottenham 0 in the 78th minute. We're going out of the Champions League here. I am almost certain of it. And with the defeat in the previous game as well, in the Premier League, we're already out of the title race. I'm almost certain of that too. Fancy little pass from Jesse Lingard. A wonderful strike from Paul Pogba. That is a goal good enough to win any tie. That's ridiculous from Paul Pogba. Hugo Lloris didn't stand a chance. No goalkeeper in the history of the world of football would have stood a chance with a shot like that. Manchester United 2, Tottenham 0. We need 3 goals in 12 minutes. Schneidlin gives that to Lamela. Can we at least get ourselves a consolation goal in this tie? No, we can't. And in actual fact, by giving the ball away there, we may have set up the opportunity for Manchester United to score a third and really put us to the sword. Paul Pogba with the turn here, maybe. He's got a man with him, and he's done very well to turn. Gets it out wide there to Matteo Darmian into Harry Kane. If he scores, or even gets an assist, then that would really rub salt in the wounds, wouldn't it? But there goes the final whistle. Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. We are out of the Champions League, unfortunately. Not the best of performances, again, from the team. In fact, it was a woeful performance from the team. I wouldn't be surprised if I got the highest rating on our entire team. And indeed I did. Doing my best here, but when teammates are getting ratings in the 5s and low 6s, there's not really too much I can do. I tried dragging my team forward by the scruff of the neck, and it just didn't seem to work. We had a lot of the ball, 54% possession, 93% pass accuracy from me, one of which was a key pass. 2 shots, both unfortunately off target apparently, but one hitting the base of the post. If that had gone in, it may have changed the whole dynamic of the tie. Napoli 1, Atletico 1 is the scoreline after 90 minutes. Now, the previous leg was 1-1 as well, so that means that's going to extra time. And in fact, Napoli have ended up winning in extra time. As you can see, they're both 3 goals to 2. Barcelona 2, Inter 1, and Bayern Munich 2, Borussia Dortmund 1 are the first leg scores in the other side of the quarter-final draw. But that's us out of the Champions League now, and we'll go back to the Premier League and see what the situation is with the league table. We've got Norwich next. Not sure whether we'll be selected. In fact, we're not even in the top 2 anymore. Manchester United have caught us and overtaken us, and we are now 10 points behind Arsenal. Arsenal top, 10 points clear of ourselves and Manchester United. We are 3 points away from 6th and being out of all European positions. And with 6 games to go, 18 points available, I think Arsenal have won the Premier League, which not only is devastating for the fact that we've thrown it away, but also the fact that we're at Spurs and it's bloody Arsenal that have done it. Norwich up next in the Premier League. Are we selected for this one? We are, so we will play it, and that will be the final game of the episode. Naismith tackled by Bentaleb. Lallana picks up the ball, plays it early. Oh, and the defender's taken a really poor touch, and I've kicked it straight at John Ruddy. Well, that is probably the easiest opportunity I'm going to get for a very long time, and I'm not entirely too sure how I haven't managed to score there. Vertonghen into Lallana, could play me through again. He's going to go to Lamela here, who gets caught by Celis. The referee has already booked Vernon Anita after a minute and a half. Is he going to put a second Norwich man in the book? No, it doesn't seem likely. Okay, well, we'll have a free kick here then. And can we get anything from this? I can't believe I missed that previous opportunity. I'm so disappointed in myself. Lamela lost the ball in. It's towards Walker Peters, I think that had the header, number 53. But straight at John Ruddy, as was my chance, although mine was slightly more straightforward than his. 10 minutes in. And unfortunately, still 0-0, despite 2 good chances. Zazulio playing up top for Norwich, I've just noticed as well. Our former Real Betis teammate. Interesting. Alderweireld fires that up to Adam Lallana. Out wide here to Eric Dyer. Not really too sure what he's doing in the left wing spot. And Kudu drifted into the central role. I'll call for the ball here. He's played me in. I'll use the run as a decoy and draw a better save this time out of John Ruddy. That one wasn't right at him. Aiming for the corner there with my left foot. Corners to come in from that far side from Nkudu. Can I get on the end of it? It's not towards me. Eric Dyer's underneath it. That's going to drop there to Lamela. And did that come off a Norwich man? No, it didn't. Lamela's just headed that backwards off the pitch. Never mind. Positive start here, giving me hope for the rest of the game. Dyer into me. Try and spin Vernon and Anita. I've not done too well there, but at least we kept hold of possession. Walker Peters into Eric Dyer. Call for it here from him. Try and get that through that gap there towards Bentaleb. Into Adam Lallana. I've kept my run going, and he's used me well. He's going to turn inside here. They look for the ball through there. He's going to find Lallana. Hit that very well indeed. Ruddy can only... actually does very well, John Ruddy. He's having an extremely good game. Very well hit there from Adam Lallana, but unfortunately not able to give us a 1-0 lead. Still looking for that first goal, but we're playing infinitely better here. This is most definitely the sort of performance that we should be putting in on a more consistent basis. Eric Lamela pulls that back to Bentaleb, into Lallana, to me. I'll look to bend it from distance, and we've scored an absolutely, as it says top right, amazing goal. Tottenham 1, Norwich City 0, with one of the best goals of our career, it has to be said. The entire side as a whole have been floundering recently, but that is a worldie. Bending it right into the top right-hand corner. John Ruddy's made a couple of exquisite saves so far, but he's not getting anywhere near that one. Pick that out, my man. 1-0. Here's Walker Peters into Eric Dyer. Down here to Ben Davies. Could come central or go down the line. He's got Nkudu there. There's Eric Dyer. Into Eric Lamela. Nicely around the corner to me. Oh, that's a free kick, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Oh, beat Russell Martin all ends up there, but I couldn't get onto the end of the ball once we turned the defender. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the opportunity to take the free kick, but if Lamela puts this into the back of the net, I'm not going to mind too much. I do mind, though, because he's put it into the stand. Never mind. 5 minutes to go to a half-time. 1-0 Tottenham. Even Pinto through to Anita. His turn. Into Zazulia. Oh, nearly. Ever so nearly. A former Real Betis player on the score sheet already, and nearly a second one. It would have been 1-1, but Zazulia brushes the side netting. Lamela. In there to Ander Herrera. Out to Eric Lamela again. Nearly ran offside there and had to be careful. Just watching the defensive line. That's nicely into me. We've beaten Tim closer. In for a second and thumping it home as well. Nice goal. On to an 8.8 rating overall. Far, far superior performance from us individually and as a team in this one. Really, really refreshing to actually have a good game for the first time in a couple of episodes. Delighted with how this one has gone. We could have scored more goals as well if John Ruddy hadn't been in such good form, both on a personal level and as a team. But a 2-0 win here against Norwich really does restore my confidence in this team. At least part way. We'd have to do it on a more consistent basis, and we have to hope that in the next episode, the next game we play in is of a similar level to this one, and not falling back into old habits with the previous performances of the prior 3 or 4 games. But this does at least show to us that the level of performance, high level of quality, is still there in this Tottenham side to be brought out if things go our way. Ander Herrera could even maybe have played me in for a hat-trick there if he'd have timed the pass right. Bentaleb, I'll call for it, I'll get it, I'll spin the defender, and I'll go for that hat-trick. Oh, but I'm not going to get it. Keep trying, it says top right. And I will do, but I don't think there's actually much time left in the game to keep trying. We are still, of course, fighting to stay in the Champions League positions, considering the state of the table now. Unfortunately, it is a case of not being in the title fight anymore, as Arsenal, with 10-point lead over everybody below them, as a minimum, look like they are definitely going to be winning the league title. But if we can continue to put in performances like that, and not like the ones we have done in previous games, although Arsenal just lost to Everton. Hope is not lost yet. 7 points the gap then, with 5 games to go. 15 available and 7 behind. Everton next, the team that just beat Arsenal to reduce the gap in the Premier League. So if we can win that and Arsenal drop more points, you never know, things might still go our way. I will just quickly check that I'm going to be selected for that game. I'd like to think, despite the fact we've been in and out of the team recently, that 2 goals in the game against Norwich will assure me a starting place in this game against Everton. And it hasn't. We've been dropped for the game against Everton. We will advance then. Kevin Folland starts up top instead of myself. Again, Lamela and Son, other sides of Dele Alli. We will skip, and it's a 3-1 victory. Form is turning around. What happened to Arsenal on that matchday weekend? I'm not entirely too sure. We will have a quick check. This is getting interesting now as we get towards the end of the season. Arsenal dropped points again. They drew. The gap is now 5. The title is not out of reach yet. Are we selected for the game against West Ham? I would think we are, having been dropped for the midweek game. Presumably, we'll then be selected for the game at the weekend. And I don't know it yet, because we're still on the Friday. But I would have thought we will be. And the answer to that question is, eventually, we have been. So that will be the next game we play in the next episode on Saturday. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. Things are still getting quite interesting here towards the end of the season. It's not over